Hello students, welcome to the video of the Vehicle Maintenance and Garage Practice lecture series that is on the maintenance and overhauling of the drive lines. In this chapter, we are starting with chapter number 4.2 that is on the drive lines. Now the drive line consists of the components which are used for the transmission system starting from the clutch, gearbox, propeller shaft, differential and the axle. So these are the components which will be seen for its maintenance in this chapter number 4.2. Let's start with the overhauling of the clutch. Now the clutch has its common problems which can occur while we are driving the vehicle. That we tell it as the clutch troubleshooting or the diagnosis of the clutch. In that we will see the common problems that can be occurring during the operation of the clutch. So, some of them are, the first one is that clutch slips while it is getting engaged, which means that when we are trying to engage the clutch, it is slipping in that position. So that can be happen if there is some lubrication between those plates of the clutch, right? There should be no lubrication in the case of the clutch because we require the friction. If there is some oil in that, then that can create the slipping to the clutch when we are trying to engage it, when we are trying to get those two plates together. Also, in some cases, the clutch creates the chattering noise or the grabbing noise when we are engaging the clutch. Right? The noise can be created if the wear of the clutch disc is above some level, or if there are any imbalance in the clutch, or there are some other reasons as well. So in that types of the complaints, what we will do is we will get the required remedy and we will repair the clutch for its problem. The other problem that can happen is that clutch slips or drags when we are trying to disengage the clutch. Right, when we are pressing the pedal on the clutch, if that is getting dragging or slipping, that can be because of the heat generated between the plates, or it can be happened due to the lubrication in between the plates as well. There should not be, again I am saying that there should not be any lubrication in between those clutch plate and the pressure plate. The clutch creates noise when clutch is getting engaged. When the noise is getting created, there can be many components which can create the noise. The main component can be the contact between the clutch disc and the pressure plate. That can create the noise because these two are getting in the contact and these two are creating the friction when we are trying to engage the clutch. Also the bearing which is used for the pushing of the clutch whenever we are engaging and disengaging, that bearing can also create noise. So to avoid this, we should either repair the clutch, or after the required processes, if the noise is not getting removed, then we need to remove the clutch and we have to replace the clutch with the new clutch. Also, if it is getting disengaged, then at that time the clutch can create noise. The cables which is connected to the clutch can also create noise. Nowadays, the hydraulic system is used for the clutch operation. In case of the hydraulic system, there is a natural lubrication that is being created by the hydraulic fluid, which we will use during that. So there are chances of that this type of some of the problems will not occur in case of the hydraulic system. Next thing is the pedal is getting pulsations whenever we are trying to operate the clutch. Right, whenever we are pushing the clutch, the pedal gets pulsating motion in opposite direction towards the driver's side. That can happen because of the bearing has been failure, or the lever that is being operated is getting failure, or the springs which are operating the clutch is not operating properly. The stiffness of the spring has been somehow changed. Then that can happen the pulsation to the driver side. Also the rapid friction in case of the disc facing, that can happen because of the uneven wear of the clutch disc facing with the pressure plates. And the last thing is that the clutch pedal has become stiffer. That can happen mainly because of the problem in the throwout bearing or the bearing which is used to push the pressure plate in inward direction. This is the simple assembled or disassembled part of the clutch which will further assembled and which will create one component of the clutch. In case of the single plate clutch, there are different components starting from the flywheel. Flywheel will be attached with the clutch disc. With the clutch disc, we will attach the pressure plate. On the pressure plate, there will be springs to provide the force. Generally, nowadays, we don't use the coil spring, we use the diaphragm spring in between the pressure plate. What diaphragm spring does is that when we push the diaphragm spring from the middle part, it generally gets the pressure well in the backward direction from its circumference. Right? The clutch cover has been given to cover all the components of the clutch in the closed containment. Right? So all these are the main components of the clutch. Other than that, the hub and the throwout bearing will be provided after the clutch cover, which is connected to the pressure plate. The function of the throwout bearing is to provide our force, our effort by the help of the release fork, and through the throwout bearing that force will be applied on the pressure plate, and that pressure plate will be pushed in the inward direction so that the spring will push the pressure plate in the backward direction and the clutch will be disengaged. This is the simply method the clutch will work. Now let's see the adjustment procedure that is required for the clutch. What type of general adjustment that will be required time to time in the clutch? The first thing is that if the disc has been wear, and that has to be wear because generally there will be continuous friction in the case of the clutch, and because of the friction there will be wear. So time to time we need to compensate the clutch disc for its wear. Generally there are some clutches that generally adjusts itself. Generally the self-adjusting clutches are being used nowadays. The lubrication in some point of the linkages, right? Not on the clutch parts, but the linkages which are being used to operate the clutch. On that part, the lubrications will be required so that the operation of the clutch will be smoother. Right? The lubrication should not supply in the clutch disc and pressure plate, but the linkages which is connected to the clutch needs to be lubricated. Free pedal play needs to be adjusted. What is free pedal play? So whenever we are driving the vehicle and when we apply the clutch or when we put the foot on the clutch, then up to a certain distance the clutch will operate freely, right? Which means that clutch is not getting operated. There is some small part which is given for the free pedal play. Why? Because our tendency is to keep our foot on the clutch pedal. If we keep the foot on the clutch pedal, then there will be little bit of force on the clutch pedal and the operation will be started. But because of the free pedal play, there is some distance up to which the clutch is not getting operated. So that free pedal play should be optimum value. A finger can be used to check the pressure of the free pedal play. Whenever we are checking the free pedal play, we can place the finger and then we can apply the clutch so that the pressure will be noticed by our finger. Up to which point the pressure is not being obtained by the finger, the free pedal play can be calculated. The clutch pedal free pedal play generally will be between 2 to 4 millimeters. Up to travel of the clutch pedal up to 4 millimeters, there will be a pedal play. After that, the clutch will be operated. Also, it can be adjusted by the help of the flexible cable or the nut that will be provided there. The adjusting lock nut will be provided there. Let's see how the pedal play works. So in the figure you can see right now that the pedal position when our clutch is engaged, which means that we are not giving any force to our clutch. When we will give the force, then the clutch will be disengaged. Up to a certain point when we are forcing the clutch pedal, but due to the pedal play, the clutch is not getting operated. So the second position which you can see in the middle part is the position at which the pedal play is being fully used. After that point, when you are pressing the clutch pedal is getting operated and the clutch will be released. To change the free pedal play, what we will do is we can adjust the value of the pedal play by the use of the adjusting lock nut. In this figure, you can see in the most below part that the adjusting lock nut can be used to change the value of the free play. Let's see one actual diagram or actual figure of the clutch in which there will be adjusting nut, also there will be a lock nut. What is the thing that we need to do is that first we will open the lock nut so that the adjusting nut will be free. The adjusting nut will be rotated either in the anti-clockwise direction or clockwise direction. When we will rotate the adjusting nut in the anti-clockwise direction, the free pedal play will reduce. If we rotate it in the clockwise direction, the free pedal play will be increased. So this type of nut and the lock nut you will see after rotating the adjusting nut up to a certain level. What we will do is we will again lock the lock nut so that the free pedal play that we set will be set in that position. Next thing to be learned is the steps that is required for the clutch replacement. Right? If there are any problems in the clutch that cannot be solved by the simple repairing procedure, then we will have to replace the clutch. So there are some certain steps that needs to be followed while we are replacing the clutch. First step is always to remove the negative battery cable from the vehicle. Right. In this figure, we have taken the example of the pickup truck. On that, whenever we are trying to remove the clutch, the first thing we will remove is the negative battery cable so that no short circuit or no other electrical problems occurs during we are repairing the component. Second thing is that we will mark the drive shaft. You can see the white marks on the drive shaft and bolts. And after marking that, we will remove the drive shaft, which means the propeller shaft from the vehicle. After that, we will remove the transmission fasteners or the bolts which is connected to the transmission. After, what we will use is we will use the jack to support the transmission and the other housing bolts. Before removing the transmission, we need to provide the support to that so that there are no chances of the damage to the transmission components. After removing the transmission, you can see the view of the bell housing and the throwout bearing which is connected to the clutch assembly. Right, that is the end part of the clutch, that is bell housing and the throwout bearing. Right? Throwout bearing was used to provide the force of our driver to the clutch side or the pressure plate side. After that, what we will do is we will remove the fasteners or nuts which is connected to the pressure plate, which is keeping the pressure plate in contact with the flywheel. After removing the fasteners, we will remove the pressure plate, and with the pressure plate, we will also remove the clutch disc. After that, we will use a special plier to remove the pilot bearing which is connected in between the flywheel axis. The pilot bearing is used to get the coaxial axis of the clutch disc and the flywheel. The flywheel has some center and the clutch disc will have one center. These two centers should coincide. That will be done with the help of the pilot bearing. This flywheel, after removing the pilot bearing, will be removed, and the procedures if required on the flywheel, the refinishing process, or if it is also defective, then it will be replaced if required. After removing the flywheel, you can see the bearing, and the bearing should not have any leakages from it. The lubrication should not have been come out from the bearing, otherwise it have to be replaced. Again, after refinishing the flywheel, we will install the flywheel on the same place with the help of the new bolts. Right? Whenever we replace any component, the bolts we are using should be new. After that, we will install a new pilot bearing by keeping just the clutch and pressure disc in place. Again, what is the function of pilot bearing? Is to get the same center axis of the flywheel and the clutch disc. Using the pilot tool, that is the tool which you are seeing on your screen, that is a pilot tool. That pilot tool will be used to align the clutch disc with the pilot bearing which we have just installed in between the flywheel. After installing the transmission assembly with the new throughout bearing, and after completing all the process of the clutch installation, the last thing that needs to be done is to bleed the air from the hydraulic clutch circuit. Right, as I have said that nowadays the system in the clutch used to operate the clutch is the hydraulic system. So in that case, whenever we are doing some modification, bleeding should be done so that no air is being entrapped in the hydraulic system, and so that no pressure leakages happen because of the air. So this is the last step for the clutch replacement. So in this video, we saw all the steps for the servicing of the clutch. In the next lecture, we will see the steps for the servicing of the gearbox. Until then, thank you so much.